welcome to Law Library TV, episode number 2, Ask Sean Callagy. It is October 27th, 2015, and our Mets are going to the World Series tonight. We will talk more about that on our Why Not video this morning, if you want to click over and check that out as well, which you can also pick up on our Facebook page or on YouTube. So the question for today is, how do I pick my lawyer? I go talk to a lawyer, and they all kind of sound the same. They're in suits, they're in big offices, and they seem like they know what they're talking about. And by the way, sometimes I'm going to be in a suit, sometimes I'm going to be in a sweater, and sometimes I'm going to be in my morning baseball kind of chill-out gear while it's still dark outside, and we're filming this, which I've committed to doing every day for 1 year, other than on weekends. So the question, again, is what I look for. And it's very challenging. And I have incredibly strong opinions about the quality of attorneys that are out there in general. And it's not because I think they don't know what they're doing. It's that I think people fundamentally don't understand the principles of producing results on a human performance level. What the heck did I just say? Here's what I'm saying. The 3 things most critical, which we have in our vision statement as attorneys, and we expect and demand out of the attorneys that we bring in and that we have and we develop, are caring, urgency, and aggression. Caring, urgency, and aggression. Why do I say those things? I say that because the legal process is not what you think it is. It's not what most people think it is, at least. Most people, because a lot of people are jaded and cynical about what it is, and some people are right to have the cynicism and the challenge that they have, but that cynicism is not going to help you if you find yourself in a transaction legally, or if you find yourself in a lawsuit, God forbid. And the key is this. You have to, when you're in the legal process, understand that it's really, more than anything else, it's trial by combat. And I don't say that to be dramatic, and I don't say that to be silly. It is trial by combat. You will face adversaries in the legal process who will lie, who will change facts, who will tamper with witness testimony. How do I know? Because we put an attorney, work with the FBI, and put an attorney in prison in the last couple of years when we achieved our largest jury verdict that we've had of $33.4 million. And it ended up being the 4th largest jury verdict in New Jersey that year, and it was the 65th or 66th largest in the country. Without caring, urgency, and aggression, there's no way we get close. When we started that case, our adversary's attorney was laughing at us, mocking us, sitting down in a restaurant with me saying, "There's no way you could possibly prove this. This is crazy. This isn't a criminal issue." And it was a criminal issue. The lawyer who's sitting in prison was accepting bribes, over $1 million in bribes he accepted during that case to recommend tens of millions of dollars of investments. And many of them went bad. So why do I say caring, urgency, and aggression? Can't you just be smart? Can't you just tell the judge what's going on? No, that's not how the process works. Yesterday we talked about the fact that you can't talk to the judge that way if you're one of the plaintiffs in the case or defendants. And when you're lawyers, frequently, a lot of lawyers do what I call try to get along. And they're trying to get along often, and they're nice people. There's nothing wrong with trying to get along, and you can be an honest person and try to get along with your adversary. That's not going to work if you're dealing with a dishonest adversary. And there are many dishonest adversaries. And what do I mean? They'll think their case is worth $50,000, and they'll ask for $5 million. I was in a mediation yesterday where the case, at best, on its best day, is probably worth $7,900. The adversary was asking for $650,000 and said the case was worth $5 million. And they had no basis. And the mediator, who's a very nice retired judge, was sitting there saying, well, we're kind of in a flea market. The facts don't really matter. And people involved would drop their jaws and go, are you kidding me? Is this how it really works? And the answer is yes. And if you don't have an attorney that is caring, urgent, and aggressive, you're not going to get the results that you want. So let's break it down for one more minute and we'll get off at least talking about one. And tomorrow we'll talk more about caring and urgency. But let's talk about aggression. What does aggression look like? Well, if it's trial by combat, right? Like we're in the days of the nights and we're jousting. If it's trial by combat, do you want someone who's going, oh, that's an unreasonable position. I don't believe that's what should be happening. Well, you have to understand what the legal process is. The legal process is first a series of asking questions. And it's a process where you're going to be fighting about the answers to those questions because you're going to have a bunch of written questions go out in written discovery, and you're going to get answers back that are complete nonsense, and 99 times out of 100. They're not going to answer the questions, they're going to lie in the answers, and the question becomes, will your attorney go to war and fight and battle over those questions? Will your attorney ask the questions that are truly necessary and aggressive during that process. They'll all say they will. You, as the client, have to understand the difference if they are or are not, which we're going to help play out for you over time on Law Library TV. In addition, when you get to depositions, you're sitting across the table. Your lawyer is going to be sitting across the table from someone else who, on many occasions, is going to be lying. Will your attorney call them a liar in the deposition? Will they confront them with their lies? Because they should, right? I don't mean harass them and do things that are against the law, but if someone is lying, we live in a politically correct society. In the legal process, it has bled in where it's like, oh, how dare you call that person a liar? Really? How dare the person lie? Will your lawyer stand up and say, you're lying, sir, because on June 21st, this is what you swore to, and this is what you're saying today? And the adversary is going to go, how dare you say my client's lying? How dare you harass my client? Will your lawyer have the aggression to say that and come at them? And when we're done with the case, I'm going to post on the internet where we ripped apart an expert witness recently who was lying. The most ridiculous, disgusting, horrific lies being told on the witness stand because she didn't even believe it. And guess what? I don't care after I post it if they sue me or not. That's the lawyer you want. And I'm not trying to distinguish myself from everyone because there are other people out there like me and like us who will get there and they will say what is truth. And this system at the end of the day still should be a search for truth. But unfortunately, it's a search for truth through trial by combat, which many people go, oh, how could you be saying this? And if folks in the ABA or other places are watching this, they'll be like, this is crazy. This is not what it's supposed to be. And the answer is this. By good, honest lawyers not being aggressive and allowing the aggressive, dishonest lawyers to operate within the system unchecked and not confronted. I'll even say it about the judiciary because judges do not like to intercede in these types of situations. They like to let the lawyer skirmishes go to the side. I think it's wrong. I think it is wrong. And I am proud of the fact that we helped put a lawyer in prison. And by help, we put the entire case together and gift wrapped it and handed it to the FBI because frequently law enforcement doesn't even do what they should do. And yes, we're going to say some controversial things here, but that's the God's honest truth. If you don't press, if you're not relentlessly aggressive in these cases, if your lawyer is not, you will not get what you need. And you, as the client, have to help manage that process. So that's my message for today. If I have a lot of energy, great, because I do. If you like that, great. Watch and listen. If you don't, tune it out. But this is Law Library TV, Ask Sean Callagy, episode number 2. If you believe in what we're talking about here and you like it, or you want to check in and see what it says, have your lawyer watch it. See if they think what I'm saying. Send me emails. Send me messages. Tell me what you agree with. Tell me what you disagree with. And by the way, send me your legal questions. If you send your legal questions, I will answer them on this video, which we're doing on a daily basis. Ask Sean Callagy. Have an awesome day. Take care. Bye.